Hey everyone, it's John here, and in this video we're going to take a look at the top 18 text functions that you need to know in Microsoft Excel. Now, if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel for future Excel videos like this one. Now, let's get started. The character function is a very simple function that takes a number between 1 and 255 and then gives us a corresponding character. So let's try it out. So our character function takes a single argument. So let's give it this number here. And when we press enter, we see the corresponding character that the number 62 would give us. So we get a greater than symbol here. Let's copy our formula down. So you can see that we have a variety of different text symbols here. We can also get uppercase and lowercase letters and various other symbols that we can't find on our keyboard. Two very useful numbers that I use all the time with the character function is 10. So that's going to give us a line break character. That's why we can't see it right here. And also 34. So that's going to give us double quotes. And this is very useful when creating complex strings with formulas. The next function we're going to take a look at is the trim function. So this is going to allow us to remove excess spaces from our text data. So here we can see some text and it has quite a few extra spaces between the words, and we can use the trim function to get rid of those. So the trim function has one argument. It just takes the text we want to remove spaces from. Let's press enter, and we can see that this now has only one space between each word. It can also remove leading and trailing spaces. So here we can't quite see, but there are some trailing spaces in this text. So if I press F2, we can see our cursor is over here, indicating that we've got trailing spaces in our data. Let's just copy this formula down. And we can see that it gets rid of those trailing and leading spaces. So this is a great option for cleaning data with excess spaces. The exact function is going to allow us to compare two pieces of text and determine if they are the exact same or not. Let's check it out. So the exact function takes two arguments, and that's just the two pieces of text that we want to compare. Let's compare these two pieces of text. And when we press enter, the exact function is going to return a true value. So these two bits of text here are the exact same. Let's copy this down and see what happens when we have different cases. So the exact function is actually case sensitive. So here we have the same characters, but with different cases. And because of this, the exact function is going to return a false value. Let's check out our other example here. So we have different text and the exact function returns a false value for that. Now, the exact function is one of the only places where we do have case sensitivity in Excel. So if we compare two pieces of text just with an equal sign, then you can see Excel considers those the same values and returns a true. So here, Excel is case insensitive. So the exact function is a great way to compare two pieces of text in a case sensitive manner. The concat function is going to allow us to concatenate multiple values together. So we can join various bits of text together with the concat function. Let's check it out. So the concat function takes one or more arguments, and that's just the text values that we want to join together. Let's check out a single argument. So we can select a range, and then the concat function is going to join those values together into one single value. Now the concat function takes one or more arguments, so we can list out several ranges here. we get those values joined together as well. And it can take any shaped range as an argument. So here, let's try a two-dimensional range. And you can see that we get those values joined together as well. Now, the interesting thing is here, our values are joined down this way when we reference them individually. And here, our values are joined across the range first and then proceed down. So we have AFK in this value here, whereas here we have ABC. So the concat function is an easy way to join together multiple text strings together into a single value. The Textjoin function is very similar to the concat function. It allows us to join text data together, but it has two additional features. So it's going to allow us to separate our data with a delimiter in between. And it's also going to allow us to ignore any empty cells that our list of data has. Let's check it out. So the first argument in Textjoin is the delimiter that we want to use to separate our data. In this example, let's use a space as a delimiter. So whatever delimiter we choose, we just need to encase it in some double quotes. The next argument is either true or false, so whether we want to ignore empty cells or include them. Let's pick true here. And the third option are the text values that we want to join. And here we need at least one set of values, and then after that we can also have multiple ranges. And you can see the text values have been joined together and they're separated with a space. Let's try a couple of ranges here. And we can see that our text values are joined together from both those ranges and separated with spaces. And let's try one large two-dimensional range. And just like the concat function, you can see that instead of going top to bottom, like in this example here, we're now going left to right first and then top to bottom. Let's check out a couple examples with empty cells. So here we've got some data and there's a couple empty cells in that list. This time, let's use a comma as a separator. And here, let's ignore those empty cells. And the result is a comma separated list of all the values in our range there, and we exclude any empty cells. This time, let's try including those empty cells and see what happens. And when we include those empty cells, you can see that our comma separated list has a few places where we have some extra commas. So right here, and that corresponds to our empty cells up here in our list. So that's the Textjoin function. It allows us to concatenate any data in a range and separate it with any delimiter that we choose. And we can also include or ignore empty cells. The text function is going to allow us to convert number values into text values and apply special formatting to those values. So here we've got some number values and then we've got some custom formats. So here we've got a phone number format. And here we're going to convert our date into a day. Here we've got a percent format. Here's a number format with a Celsius symbol. Here's a 1,000 separated number format. And here's a number format with a dollar symbol and some 1,000 separators and 2 decimal places. So let's check out the results with the text function. So the text function takes 2 arguments. The first is the value we want to convert into text. And the second is the custom formatting that we want to apply to that number. Let's press enter. And here's our result. You can see that this custom formatting has been applied to our phone number value. Let's copy and paste this down. Here our date value has been formatted as a day name. Here we've got a percent formatting. Here's our temperature format. Here's our number format with 1,000 separators. And here's a currency format applied to our numbers. So that's the text function, a very useful function when we need to use a formatted value in a text string. The lower function allows us to convert any text values into lowercase text values. So let's check it out. Now the lower function takes one argument, and that's just the text values that we want to convert into lowercase. Let's press enter. And here we can see that our text value uses all lowercase letters now. So our original text value is all uppercase letters. Let's copy this example down, and you can see that all these examples have lowercase letters now, whereas the original text values here are various different cases. The upper function allows us to convert any text values into all uppercase text values. Let's check it out. So the upper function takes one argument, and that's just the text that we want to convert into uppercase. Let's press enter. And here we have uppercase text. Let's copy that down, and you can see that all our text here is uppercase, whereas here we have various different cases. The proper function allows us to convert any text into proper case. So proper case is just where each word has a capitalized first letter and then the remaining is all lowercase. Let's check it out. So the proper function takes one argument, just the text that we want to convert into proper case. Let's press enter, and you can see that our result is in proper case. So the first letter in hello is uppercase, and then the remaining letters are lowercase. And then the first letter in world is also uppercase, and the remaining letters are lowercase. If we copy and paste that down, we can see the same result here for our various different examples of cases. The left function is going to allow us to extract the leftmost characters from a text string. So let's check it out. Now the left function has two arguments. So the first one is required, and that's the text that we want to extract characters from. And then the second argument is the number of characters that we want to extract. Now, if we don't include that optional argument, the left function is just going to extract the first character. Now, if we do use the second argument, we can specify how many characters we want to extract. So let's try extracting 3 characters. And you can see that we get the first 3 characters in that text string. Let's try our other example here. So let's extract the first 4 characters. And in this example, we get the first name from this person. The right function is very similar to the left function, but in this case, it's going to allow us to extract the rightmost characters from a text string. Let's check it out. So the first argument is the bit of text you want to extract characters from. And then the second argument, again, is optional and is the number of characters you want to extract. If you leave it out, we just get 1 character from the right. This time, let's specify a number of characters in the second argument. So let's extract the last 3 characters in this text string. And you can see that we get the last 3 characters there. And in this example, let's extract 5 characters, and here we get the person's last name. The mid function is going to allow us to extract characters based on a starting character and a total number of characters that you want to extract. Let's check it out. So the mid function has 3 arguments. The first is the text you want to extract values from. The second is the starting character that you want to start extracting your values from. So in this example, let's start at the second character. So for us, that's going to be this B character right here. And then the third argument is the total number of characters you want to extract. Let's try extracting 3 characters. And the result you can see is we start at B and get a total number of 3 characters. Let's copy this down to our second example here. And in this case, we want to start at the 6th character, which is the A in Adam. So spaces are included in characters. And we want to extract a total number of 4 characters to get the person's middle name. The len function allows us to get a character count for any text values. Let's try it out. So it has only 1 argument, and that's the text that we want to count characters in. Now our text here has 4 characters, and you can see that we get a result of 4. Let's copy this example down. So here we have 2 characters and a space, and you can see that the length function returns a result of 3. So we have spaces included in our count. And in fact, we have any characters included in the count. Here we have an exclamation mark, and our count is 3. The repeat function allows us to repeat any text any number of times. Let's try it out. So the first argument is the text that you want to repeat. So let's try repeating a single character here. And the second argument is the number of times you want to repeat that text. Let's try out repeating that 5 times. And you can see that we get a new text value with the character A repeated 5 times. Now we can also use this to repeat longer text strings, so not just a single character. Let's try this text here, and let's repeat that 3 times. And you can see the result is the word hello joined together 3 times. The find function is going to allow us to find a particular text value within a larger text value. Let's try that out. So the first argument in the find function is the value we want to find, and the second argument is the text we want to find that value in. And there's a third optional argument, and that's the location we want to start. So that's a character count, and that's going to allow us to start our search at any given character in the larger piece of text. Let's leave that out in this example. So when we leave that out, it's going to start our search at the start of the text. Now the find function actually returns the character location of the value you want to find. So here we can see that the value of pasta that we want to find in this text here, it starts at the 11th character. So right here. Now let's check out an example using that third optional argument. So again, let's find pasta within this sentence here. And this time, let's start our search at the 12th character. So the first instance of pasta is at the 11th character. So if we start our search at the 12th character, then we should find the location of the second instance of pasta right here. And the result is a value of 32. So that means that the second pasta in our sentence here starts at the 32nd character. Now, if the find function can't find the value that we're looking for, so here we've got John, and that's not in our sentence here, then the find function is going to return a value error for that. The replace function is going to allow us to replace text based on its character location. So let's try it out. Now the replace function takes 4 arguments. So the first one is the old text that we want to replace values in. After that, we need to specify a starting position for our replacement. So in this example, we want to replace the word pasta, and that starts at the 11th character. And then pasta is a 5-character word, so we need to replace 5 characters. And then the last argument is the value we want to replace that with. So let's replace pasta with apple pie here. And you can see that it's replaced the value of pasta, which was at the 11th character and contained a total of 5 characters. And it's replaced that with apple pie in our sentence. Now, if we wanted to replace the second instance of pasta, we'd have to specify the starting position of that character. Now that starts at character 32. So let's copy and paste our example down. And you can see that the result is a sentence where the last instance of the word pasta has been replaced. The search function is going to allow us to find text within a larger piece of text and return its character location. Now this is exactly the same as the find function, but with one difference. So the search function is case insensitive, whereas the find function is case sensitive. So let's check out the search function. So in this example, we want to find the word pasta, and we want to find it inside this sentence here. And the third argument is optional, and that's the starting position that we want to start our search from. And if we exclude it, we're just going to start from the start of the sentence. So just like the find function, we find that that pasta starts on the 11th character. But now if we copy and paste this down, so let's try and search for pasta, and that's all uppercase, then that's also going to return 11. So regardless of the case, we're going to be able to search for that text. Whereas if we were using the find function, this would return a value error because it's case sensitive. Let's take a look at using the third argument. So let's find pasta within this sentence. And this time let's start at the 12th character, which is just after the first instance of pasta. And again, we get 32. So the second instance of pasta starts at the 32nd character. The substitute function is going to allow us to find and replace text values. So let's try it out. Now the substitute function has 3 required arguments and then an optional argument. So the first argument is the text we want to find and replace values in. The next argument is the text we want to find. And the third argument is the text we want to replace that value with. And then the fourth optional argument is the instance of that text. And if we don't include it, we're going to find and replace every instance of that text. So let's try that out. And we can see that our new sentence has replaced pasta with apple pie in both instances here. Let's try using the fourth optional argument. So this time, let's try replacing just the second instance. And here we can see that we have our original pasta right here. And then the second instance of pasta has been replaced with apple pie. Let's copy this down to our last example here. And we can see that we have not found pasta, so substitute is case sensitive, and we're not going to find pasta all in uppercases, so no replacement is made here. So those are the top 18 text functions that you need to know in Excel. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for future Excel videos like this one. That's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.